All right, guys, what's up? And welcome to Tactical Ashigarami TV. First off, I want to give a little disclaimer to all of the viewers and the reviewers and to whom it may concern. Everything that you'll see in this video is an imitation. It is not real. There are no firearms or any deadly items by any means in this video. This video is for educational purposes. Everything that you see here is safe and 100% clear. Everything is clear, safe direction. Okay, that's clear. 100% clear. Boom. Nothing in the magazine. Chamber clear. Safe direction. Okay. All right. We will be doing some insertions in this video and some racking and some things like that. However, we cannot make this video long. So initially, when I shot this about a few hours ago, it was really noisy and there were fireworks being shot outside because it's a holiday and now it's nighttime, and hopefully the people who were shooting those fireworks, hopefully they're in bed. I hope they're in bed. And literally after that, about maybe 30 minutes after, we had an earthquake. Okay, this is Japan, so things like that just tend to happen for whatever reason. So because of that, we're going to cut this video probably a little bit short. Initially, I wanted to make it a longer video just to kind of hit as many points as possible for the viewers and for everybody else so that everyone can understand and they can, give some feedback and some opinions and whatnot. Anyways, this is not a review video by any means. This is like a basic overview, just going over some very basic comparison points, because there were some comments that were made in another video where someone mentioned something about the optics plates on the Staccato XL. So I just wanted to kind of shed some light and to give some clarity and such in terms of the pros and cons with either sidearm that you should so choose. Anyway, so basically this video is going to be a comparison video. You can call it a versus video. We have the EMG Staccato XC and the Army R611 Staccato XL, okay? And we'll be looking at some of the basic features and some of the comparison points between both. I think I may have made a video like this before. There might be a possibility that I've done that, but I don't remember or recall really doing a video like that. So you might be asking what brings me to the purpose of making this video. Well, I check my analytics regularly, and according to the top 10 videos of all time currently on the page, 3 of those videos have Staccato in the title, right? So I'm assuming that the people who watch my channel, they want to see Staccato variants and Staccatos being used, Staccato unboxings, maybe even more Staccato reviews. So the goal is to review each one of these, I want to say individually. We'll do like maybe some gameplay stuff, show you guys some skirmishing data, and give you guys something else to just kind of give you different looks and pretty much more information about each one that you can pretty much come to a conclusion on your own. So where should we start, right? Well, we'll start with the older of the two for me, which is the Staccato XC from EMG. Now, if you ask me, in my honest opinion, between Army and EMG, when we talk about quality, I'm probably going to lean more towards the Army because just the finish, right, on the frame. This is a relatively new gun, and as you can see, it looks how it looks right now. It's a little bit chipped on the frame. I don't know why. It hasn't been used that hard as of late, but it is what it is. The EMG Staccato XC is licensed. It has an official license card. The Army Armament R611 does not have a license. However, as of right now, Army Armament does have a Staccato license, and they have issued out some new Staccatos in the lineup for purchase, such as the Staccato XC, and I believe a compensated version of the Staccato P. which you can now find everywhere. And I think there are some new Staccato XL variants as well with an optics plate. So we'll go into the Staccato XC. So as you can see here, my Staccato XC is still set up the exact same way it was before. For this video, I don't have lights on either one of these. So I could put lights on them, but for the purpose of the video, I just want to kind of focus on the actual pistols themselves and the comparisons. But yeah, the Churchgon SRO is still mounted on here. I feel like the SRO is the best option for this. Reason being, we have an aluminum slide. So if I put something like an acro on this, where I'm putting a very significant amount of mass, it will definitely slow down the action of the pistol. And the thing is, we're in Japan, so we're using duster gas, and we do not have a strong propellant that's going to move this back and forth in a way where it won't have issues. So in order to prevent that, I went with the optic that would give me a balance of visibility, the good optics window, and also weight. So you have to consider that as well. For those of you that are in places where you might have different climates and obviously access to stronger gas, this may or may not affect you. So you should pretty much go accordingly with that. The thing I like about both of these is that they have the cuts as well. So you have the cuts on the slide with the serrations on the front, on the XL and on the XC, just like the actual real steel counterparts. The only thing that I don't like, and I might have spoken about this before, is the actual grip. I'm not a fan of the VIP grip. It is really plastic. It feels kind of cheap. It feels like I'm holding a super soaker. It doesn't feel like, most of the time that I'm actually holding something, that's, comfortable and is made from my hands. It's a little bit chunky. So, and it's also, for some reason, it kind of adds a significant amount of weight to the actual pistol itself. So when you put a magazine in, it makes it feel very heavy. And for the record, this is the Army Armament magazine, because the stock magazine that came with the Staccato XC actually exploded in a game. So once you put that in, now we have a significant amount of weight. We have the compensator on here that's built in just like the real steel version, and that does sort of aid with cycling, but you should still lubricate this as much as possible so you don't have any issues. This is completely stock. Internally, I have not changed anything. The only thing that I've added to this was the optic and occasionally a light. That's pretty much it. So from a quality standpoint, I would give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. This is not a review. I'm just kind of going by comparison between, what we have here. So the review will be coming as well. So yeah, the grip is different. The trigger feels about the same. The safety and the controls are about the same. You have the ambi safety, the thumb safety, you have the ambi thumb safety, the grip safety as well, which pretty much operates the same, right? So it's very heavy. It does have a considerable amount of weight. So usually when I do use it, depending on what I'm doing, I do struggle. The length on the barrel is about maybe a 4.3. It's very similar to the length of the barrel on the Costa Carry comp, the R519. So at a relatively close range perspective, it's very easy to remain accurate just because of the design of it. But when you start to go out to maybe 10 or 15 meters, you might get some deviations. I have gotten a little bit of deviations when I've used this far away. It's just a part of the game. I have been able to test it from a good enough distance once, and it definitely was enough to where I did notice it. The R604, which is the DVCP, I think is a little bit more accurate than the Staccato, and it might be the Fitment. So, maybe it could be, but what we're going to do is we'll look at some of the data when we train with it again, and we'll have some visual representations to give you guys more of an understanding in terms of how it performs so far. So in my honest opinion, I think if you're gonna look for something that has, everything you need for a close range CQB, and if you want something that has a nice optics plate and you care more about aesthetics, go for the XC for sure. Or if you're, not so confident, and if I could probably rebuy my Staccato XC, I would more than likely right now go for the Army Armament one, because I think the quality is just that much better than the EMG. I think EMG's quality is not that great, and they do tend to cut corners with their production value. As seen with the Pit Viper, the John Wick gun is not as good as as it can be. So, for whatever reason, they decided to put that out. So that's on them, right? In addition to that, let's see. There's no base plate. No, this has a base plate. It has a Texas base plate. The one that came with the magazine was about the same. What I do mean is that there's no flared magwell, which I think is a little lame because it's a Staccato. It should have a flared magwell. The DVCP does, and I think the majority of the Staccatos that Army puts out now also has a flared magwell like this one. And we're going to talk about this grip in a second, right? So we don't have any gameplay performance and training performance videos right now to compare, but probably in the future we'll put something together and give some more clarity to what we're talking about. However, it's still relatively decent, I think, compared to most other high kappas. It's not boring, but it's a little bit heavy, and during the winter, naturally because of the weight of the gun, you'll have some issues if you don't warm it up. Now, moving on to the Staccato XL. Now, somebody had mentioned to me in the comment section, they said, okay, why didn't you decide to go with getting a version of this with the optics plate? And the answer to that is very simple, and it lies within what I mentioned before with the gas, right? We're in Japan. Running a lot of weight on your slide when it's cold outside, if you're running gas blowback, is not ideal, and it will lead to a mag purge. And that's exactly what I want to avoid if I'm playing outside, or even if I'm playing indoors. And let's just say I'm at a field that doesn't have a mag warmer, because not every field has a mag warmer. If you're live sourcing, that's entirely different. If you're live sourcing the Staccato XC, it'll run different. The response will be different, as with any high kappa. Same thing with this situation here. So I decided to get the XL. We have the long outer barrel, long inner barrel that sits a little bit lengthier than a 5.1, right? With an aluminum slide and no optics. So this thing tracks really fast. When I did shoot it the other day, during training, it was very accurate and very consistent. And one of the main reasons why I decided to go with this variant was because of the master grip. This grip is amazing. The stippling is amazing. When you hold it, it's aggressive enough to where it's not too aggressive to where it hurts your hand, but it stays in your hand and it enables you to ride the recoil perfectly. So the impulse feels good and it sits in your hand. And in addition to that, you have this magwell, which makes the reloads very easy. So as you can see, I'm exhausted, but it takes nothing from me to reload and to slide this in, as smoothly as possible. And, when you're skirmishing, easier is better. So I like that feature. Also, just to kind of show this off, the fitment, let's listen to that slide, right? As you can see, there's not a whole lot of play. Listen to that. Very little. That's the fitment. If I take the magazine out the Staccato XC, let's shake it. It's a little bit of play. A little bit of play. Look how this tracks. All right. It's a little bit, see that? See how it gets stuck? Sometimes you got to push it, right? Now, mind you, these are both about evenly lubed, but this is very different. You can literally feel how smooth that is through the screen. Look at that. That's the XL out the box. Out the box. I've done nothing to customize this. This is out the box. XL. XC. See? It gets stuck. It gets hung up. So, yeah, we want to talk about quality. Big difference. I think between both, I shot both. The recoil impulse, I think, on the XL is a wee bit better, even though it's not compensated. And you might say the compensator does nothing in airsoft, but I beg to differ with that. So, as far as which one you would decide to go with, I mean, I would ultimately leave that up to you. That is your decision. You know, if you're watching this video, hopefully you are a consenting adult and you can make decisions on your own. If I was in your position and I didn't have either, I would probably lean towards the Army because they just make a better product. To be honest with you, like, I'm not going to, you know, lie and promote EMG. EMG doesn't give me money. They don't support my channel. They don't know about me. I bought both with my money, so I can give an accurate comparison as to what, you know, they have to offer, basically. So basically, there will be more videos coming. I did promise you guys that I would provide you with some additional reviews and things like that. So just stay tuned. And I would definitely appreciate it if you drop a like, you know, comment, subscribe. If you're in the airsoft or you have friends who are in the airsoft who are probably trying to select a pistol, maybe they have the same question about the Staccato or STI lineups for airsoft, go ahead and share this video. It's highly appreciated. Once again, guys, thank you so much for supporting my channel, for watching my gameplays. Shout outs to you from Japan. See you guys soon on the next one. Take care.